at the very end. All right, Mississippi State, Arkansas. Let's start with KJ Jefferson. Let's talk what Jefferson needs to do to have success against Mississippi State's defense, what he needs to do to help the offense get going, right? Now, if you just looked at Jefferson's numbers this year, you'd be like, okay, it's not horrible. Like, it's fine, and maybe it is fine. Maybe he's just playing fine. But coming into the season, he was thought to be the best or one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. Third-year starter, one of the only returning starting quarterbacks in the SEC, and so far just hasn't happened, right? Like, if you compare his numbers to last year, like passing touchdowns and stuff and yards aren't that difference. The biggest difference compared to last year are the interceptions. He already has 6 interceptions so far this season. In 2021, this point in the season, I think he had 3, and he didn't have any more the rest of the season to the bowl game. Then 2022, last year, I think he only had 1 or 2, if I'm not mistaken, the first 7 games of the season. The interceptions have picked up. Now, we're not going to talk about why necessarily. That's a different video. I do want to talk about the keys, right? I do want to talk about the keys for Jefferson, because I think some changes can be made where these interceptions go down. I think can start this week against Mississippi State. So what are the keys for KJ Jefferson, and how can they just get the offense going, be more consistent, and kind of fix the offense, if you will? Well, I think it comes down to 3 keys right now. I think it's spreading the ball out more, distributing the ball out more to the whole field. I think it's playing with some tempo, using some up tempo. I think we saw it last week against Alabama when they got up tempo some. When KJ made some of those big plays, they had some success in offense. So I think it's getting up tempo and a little throwing the ball downfield more. I need some more downfield attempts, right? That can go hand in hand with distributing the ball through the entire field, but we need some vertical shots. I think we need to try, like, Arkansas offensively just needs to try something new, I think. Try something new. That's why I think shots downfield, go up tempo. And if it doesn't work, if you have like 2 or 3 straight 3-and-outs, well, in my opinion, in my thought, it's basically the same result as it has been so far this season, where it's inconsistent in offense, a few plays here, a few plays there, and then you have some 3-and-outs. Like against Alabama, I think the whole second quarter and the majority of the third quarter to the very end, they didn't get a first down or something crazy like that, right? So I think trying something new, and if it doesn't work, okay, no big deal. The offense hasn't worked that great this season so far anyways, so let's just try something new. And last week against, like, why I think it's so important to have some deep shots, this opens up the offense even if you don't hit them. Against Alabama last week, they had 0 throws longer than 20 yards downfield. They had 0 completions, and I'm pretty sure they had 0 attempts. Which now the defense can come in. Now the defense can they're not worried about any deep shot. Like, the field is cut in half essentially. All but 2 of his 14 completions were 9 yards or shorter. So he only had 2 completions of his 14 completions that were thrown in the air over 10 yards. This is not going to get it. This is not going to happen in this type of offense, especially the run game is not rolling, right? You need the run game rolling. And I think it has, like, offensively, like what we saw last week against Alabama, it was KJ improvising, KJ scrambling, KJ able to shake the defender off and dump it off. Like, he had 3 really big plays, but besides that, offensively, they couldn't get anything going besides KJ improvising. So I think it's going to be a lot more than KJ improvising. Now, against Mississippi State, this could be a get-right game. I really think it could. The defense in SEC play has given up 37 points, 41 points, and 40 points. It gave up 28 points to a MAC team, Western Michigan. So this could be the team that maybe gets you on the right foot. But I still think changes, I still think developments, I still think advancement of the offense can be made. So let's talk a little bit more detail on the keys that we talked about with KJ. I kind of talked about the offense in general, but let's just talk about the keys for KJ. So number 1, spreading the ball out. He has 969 yards passing between the numbers and 460-ish, 480 something yards passing outside the numbers. And just like we talked about with Jackson Dart, something that Dart did well was distributing the ball the whole field. This offense, the majority is middle of the field or between the numbers right now. So the defense doesn't have to cover the whole field as much or pay as much attention as if the offense was attacking the whole field, right? So I think spread the ball out. Try to get some more throws outside the numbers. It makes it tougher to defend if you have that. Just like we talked about, it's easier to defend if the defense knows what part of the field you are attacking, right? So key number 1, spread the ball out. And then 2, get some up-tempo plays. I think getting up tempo can, a quarterback like KJ, a quarterback who's used to that, it gets him comfortable a bit, right? And when you get him comfortable, the whole offense can be comfortable. And the third key, downfield throws. We just talked about the stats that there really weren't any downfield throws last week against Alabama. And I think KJ is an accurate quarterback. Y'all, anyone that watches this channel knows I like KJ. I think he's got a lot of potential. I still think you can pull out the 2022, 2021 playing style, but you have to make some changes, right? So keys for KJ, keys for success for Arkansas's offense and KJ Jefferson against Mississippi State: spread the ball out, use some up-tempo, downfield attempts. Again, trying some new things. If it doesn't work, well, no big deal. It gets you right back to where you were. All right, real quick, we'll talk Mississippi State quarterbacks.